Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Stock Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Action 4-pack based on the characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie released in the year 2024. And as you can see, this is the set, include the 4 main characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. We have the 3 protagonists or good guy, the main character Sonic and his friends Tails and Knuckles, and their main opponent Shadow, who looks a lot like Sonic and has similar powers of speed but also teleportation, making him like formidable enough to take on all 3 of them at once. And so on the back picture here, this shows us the Sonic and Shadow figure has the special light up function feature, which is activated by pressing the switch on their chest. And the package is encouraging you to try me function. And the reason this is not turning on right now is because they have like the safety pin on, so you have to remove them first to show. So let's do just that first. This tape is like really tight, so if you want to like take it out without damaging the package, you don't want to do it too hard. Okay, so now let's see if we there we go. See Sonic lighting up there. Okay, and let's do the same for Shadow. Here. Now let's see how. Let's take. Well, actually, before unboxing them all, let's see how they both look well lighting up facing against each other here. Let's try that one more time. This light a little dim. Looks like Sonic glows a little brighter, but hey, he's the one that with all the blue hair, while Shadow is the one that's with some red. Okay, so now let's get the figure out of the package. So we have the 4 figures kind of tied up to the card, this big card here. So it's almost a shame that to have to remove them from this board, although I suppose it's possible even if you cut them loose, you can still try to place them back onto this plastic casing here. Now, inside the package, there's also a printed manual here, which doesn't really show anything other than the picture of the 4 action figures, and it talks about the battery that's used for the Sonic and Shadow figure. So apparently, you can, well, if the battery runs out, you can just use a screwdriver to open the compartment on their back, I believe. And then just replace them with a new 1.5 AG3 batteries. There's not much other useful information for this set, and the manufacturer for this set is Jacobs Pacific. And before I cut the figures loose, I want to test out for everyone again how Sonic and Shadow can look lighting up in this pose without the transparency reflecting new light. Okay, now let's start getting them off the case. Now, supposedly we can cut them loose from the back here by just cutting these, and maybe we can just pull the figure loose. But as you can see, it might be difficult to do that because this is kind of let's see, so tight here. Let's give it a try first. If it doesn't work, we can always try just cut from the front. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. You'd have to use kind of small and thin scissors, so I'm just gonna cut them from the front here. still, even if you cut the wire, you still have to pry it out. So this is a little tricky with the knuckles hands because you don't want to hurt its knuckles. So and its other knuckles also kind of stuck in there. So this one, the way its other hand tied, it's kind of next to impossible to cut from the front, so I'm gonna give it a try from the back here. Let's see if that did the trick. Nope. Well, I guess this means I do have to cut from the front here. Okay. And last, we have shadow here. There we go. So now the figures are off the board. And here we have the set of 4 figures standing up. And now let's check out their articulation. Let's see. So each of them have like 3 joints from shoulder to the fist, and all their hands they can open, although not like the fingers are not flexible, so still attached to each other. So just like can only like open up. Although this feature, other than making it look like them looking flexible, it's kind of useless because there's no accessory for them to hold. And of course, it can look like about 50 degree to either direction. They don't, however, have flexible neck, so they can look up, down. You can only like change the way they look up or down by walking around their hip joint. So it's like just by turning their legs, so it can look up or down. looks like their foot are not that flexible, although around their knee joint they're still articulated, so it helps with them to balance their posture. And because the structures nearly identical, Sonic has the same articulation joints as Shadow. And you can also put on the exact same kind of move. I just show everyone that Shadow can. However, Sonic's feet are slightly more flexible. Look down here, so you can the shoes or the feet can like has the one rotation joints. That's something Shadow cannot do. It can move a little bit, but not as flexible as Sonic. And despite their size difference from the Sonic and Shadow figures, the knuckle and tail figure here pretty much also have the exact same articulation joints, and similarly they can also open their hands. But again, other than making postures, this function is pretty much useless because there's no accessory for them to hold. And Knuckles, because he's got like a pair of spikes on his knuckles, so he can make him look kind of cool. You can try making some good boxer punching move or posture here, so it look good. And because of his hair, he can't really turn his head much. That's one giant limitation for this figure. But beyond that, his articulations pretty much identical as Shadow and Sonic figure. And another minor flaw with all of them is that all of their legs are kind of thin compared to their upper body, so it can be kind of tricky to keep the balance of the figures on the surface. However, it's somewhat compensated because all of them got like pretty big feet as well. But again, it can be tricky to keep them standing if you don't set the balance right. And Tails is a kind of hardest of them all to keep standing because he's got the extra feature of his, well, tails. But if you want to keep him looking cool, having the tail up instead of putting them down for support, again, you have to kind of move the legs right in order so that he can stand well. Also, this one, despite his smaller head here, he still cannot turn his neck well, so he can't really turn left or right. So that's a common limitation in all four figures, but in their case, I don't think anyone really need to set any of them to look particular direction really well. And in this particular figure, you can really only like turn about 20 degrees. And again, with the tails have the extra feature of long twin tails here. You can turn like 360-degree each tail, up and down, but again, it's tricky to work keep the balance of this one, so you kind of just have to practice how to get him to stand good with the tails up. So that's all the basic feature for these four figures, and each of them are actually pretty much sold separately, and this is a special set that includes all four of them, and the Sonic and Shadow figures are kind of special versions in this set because normally the ones that are sold separately, they are like just normal action figure like Knuckles and Tails, and in this one they just have that special light up feature. And this cool feature is can be a bit of issue as well as how awesome they might make you feel, because each since those switch are located on the chest, and you, in order to do anything with these figures, like to hold them or move them, you pretty much will always have your thumbs or your fingers got attached to their chest. So in other words, you might unwillingly be setting off the lights all the time or anytime you don't want to. So then you'll be seeing the flashes too often. So that's hard to control. But of course, in order to prevent that, you can just simply take the batteries out. But beyond that, that's the cool, unique feature for this set. And overall, their articulation, along with how well these figures resemble their movie characters, are the best feature. And anybody who enjoyed the Sonic 3 movie, and if you want all four characters for your collection, this set is probably the best to collect. However, if you prefer to have the normal version of the Sonic and Shadow figure, that does not have these lights. You probably will have to think about just buy the figures individually, because that's the only way you'll get the figure of Sonic and Shadow without lights. This marks the end of my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out other videos in my channel. If you have any question, please post them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my ability and knowledge.